Hello to all and welcome on Watches TV, and today we have a pretty rich video to share with you as we will come back on the career and some key milestones of a great name of independent watchmaking, Sven Andersson, one of the founding members of the AHCI. A career which is naturally far from over, as we will quickly demonstrate with the introduction of a stunning world timer made for Singaporean collector Benjamin Chi, a collector who takes his passion to the next level as he knows what he wants and therefore creates watches according to his desire, watches that he will enjoy but also sell under his own brand called BCHH. Well, now, and in collaboration with Andersson Geneve, together they have developed and manufactured a small series of 7 pieces called the Celestial Voyager, based on Sven's undisputed know-how when it comes to world time mechanism. So the emphasis has really been put on some subtle element of design, for instance with these 2 setting crowns that are just ever so slightly sticking out of this 37.7mm platinum case, and the bezel that is very discreetly covering them too. So not mentioning these original flowing lugs, the aventurine dial to which the city names have been applied, with a special white gold powder paint accentuating a sense of depth, and naturally, well, these really nice crafted cloisonné enamel dials, and all 7 models are different regarding the maps found on each one. On the back side, well, you will see a very well executed hand-finished movement beating at 3 Hz with this signature 22-karat blue gold machine-turned rotor and a mother-of-pearl ring on the periphery. But despite all this, I mean, the watch remains thin at only 10.1mm. So let's now come back on the man himself and let him explain part of his career, his expertise on world timer watches, but also with automaton watches, in particular erotic automatons.
My name is Sven Andersson. I am a watchmaker since I was 15 years old. I started my apprenticeship and now I am near to 80. I started in Denmark, then I wanted to know where are the watches made, and I came to Switzerland in 1963. I started in a retail shop. Then I came to Gybelline. By side of my work by Gybelline, I made a special. I put a clock into a bottle. This had never been made before. At that moment, this novelty went around the world within 1 week, which was fantastic at that moment. And I get the nickname, the watchmaker of the impossible. A collector came to me with an old movement, a very complicated pocket watch movement from Louis Audemars, which has lost his gold case. And he asked me, when you can put a clock into a bottle, can you not reconstruct a case? And with one of the last case maker still able to make pocket watch cases, we started together. We made this case for the customer. He went to Munich to an assembly of collectors, put the watch, sent off the table, and whoa, what's that? And after that, it was really from all over Europe and the world, they came to get gold cases. And I left Patek Philippe. I've been working for 9 years. I get independent here. When I was working for Patek Philippe in the Atelier of Complications, one day they came with some parts of movements made by Louis Gauthier, who made the first world time watch. And one day I saw pictures, a book with world time, and I think I may have shown those pictures to a German or any Italian collector. Oh, good, yes, this could be interesting. And then, oh, okay, I started to make world time watches. And I worked out a module. You have the basic movement, the motor, if you can say so. And then you have put the world time module on it. And I developed a module with only 0.9mm thickness, including the dial. And this module could be put on all kind of models. I showed this to a good friend, a German journalist, And he made an article in the Uhren magazine, and I made a subscription. After this article in the magazine, I think out of the 24, we have 15 sold in subscription. So I could pay the gold for the case. So it started.
So let's now understand better the mechanical particularities of the watch of the day and this famous module.
Je vous présente le dernier né d'Andersen Genève. Donc c'est dans la gamme des heures du monde. C'est une pré-série qu'on fait pour un grand collectionneur, Ben Yaminchi. Les fonctionnalités sont les mêmes. Les aiguilles tournent dans un sens, une bague 24 heures tourne dans l'autre sens, et une partie indique le jour et une autre partie indique la nuit. On peut, suivant où on se trouve sur le monde, choisir la ville qui correspond au fuseau horaire dans laquelle on se trouve, et avec le décalage, je peux savoir quelle heure il est partout dans le monde. Pour cette collection, on a décidé de partir sur une boîte en platine avec un design très léché. Donc on voit ici la partie satinée, les couronnes sont très discrètes et sablées dans le fond. Les cornes, comme Sven les appelle, oreilles de cochon. Donc elles sont concaves et polies. Elles sont soudées à la carrure initiale. Alors voilà ce qui se passe sous le cadran en émail. Donc on a une roue des heures qui est présente sur le mouvement qui normalement est située sous le module. Une roue des heures modifiée qui vient engrainer avec ce renvoi qui est ici et la bague 24 heures. C'est ce qui permet d'avoir les aiguilles qui tournent dans un sens et la bague 24 heures qui tourne dans l'autre sens. Chaque pièce est adaptée individuellement et à la main. Pour chaque complication, il faut faire en sorte que les éléments prennent un minimum d'énergie de ce que le mouvement peut produire. Et donc ici, dépendant de la liberté de cette roue-là, eh bien, elle sera retouchée manuellement avec différentes étapes. Cette roue étant un petit peu trop importante au diamètre, je m'emploie à diminuer ce diamètre. Donc je viens le fixer sur un arbre lisse. Et donc là, autour à archet, on peut être extrêmement précis par rapport à la matière qu'on enlève et avoir suffisamment de délicatesse pour ne pas plier les dents. Le diamètre de la roue ayant été diminué, on reforme l'ogive des dents avec cette ancienne machine à arrondir, histoire d'avoir le profil ogival parfait pour les engrenages d'horlogerie.
In 96, an Italian, he came with an old pocket watch with erotic automatons. It exists since 300 years, so it's no. And he asked me, can we not make that in a wristwatch on the back discreetly? So, why not? We have to find out. And I had one guy here in the workshop. It was Felix Baumgartner, who is now with Uhrwerk. And he was working with me at that moment, and we tried to make a kind of module. I bought old alarm watch movements. We transformed completely with Felix, and so we could, with the alarm barrel, the alarm spring, and we could get moving the automaton. And so we told the customer, yes, we can, and then we started with this. The automaton is something between art and horology, and also to get running to get moving the elements in a human way, if we could say so. It was always the erotic automata at that moment, because nobody wanted something else. So, and we started with this. I sent one fax to my guy in Hong Kong one evening. We are making erotic automaton watches. Are you interested? Next day, the same fax went back. Yes, with a big.
Okay, I know some of you guys would like to see more of what we're actually talking about, but the last time we did, well, the video got censored to 18 and plus. Therefore, I will simply let you imagine how this can look like, just saying that they are very explicit. Very. And the reason why we will focus more on the automaton made in collaboration with our good Russian friend Konstantin Chaikin, a watch first seen in 2018 during Baselworld.
We have developed also this Joker automaton together with Konstantin Chaikin. This is the module for the Chaikin automaton. And behind you have an automaton here, and you have also here is the mechanism which get for getting running the automaton. And this part here was entirely developed by Felix Baumgartner.
Alors cette pièce, c'est l'Automaton Joker, une pièce qu'on fait en collaboration avec l'horloger russe Konstantin Chaikin. Et puis je voulais montrer une étape qui est l'assemblage du cadran. Alors, les différents composants que nous recevons de Konstantin Chaikin pour l'assemblage du cadran, c'est le visage, donc le cadran peint, avec ici, nous recevons un nez brut en laiton que nous venons décorer par la suite avec une gravure à la main et puis un satinage, ensuite un rodiage. Les yeux, qui varient en fonction du modèle, si c'est un modèle en or rouge ou en or gris. Là, ils sont bleus, donc c'est une Joker Automaton en or gris. Et la bouche. Alors là, nous avons un cadran Automaton Joker or rouge complètement terminé.
All right, so we're reaching the end of this report. Hope you enjoyed it. Congrats again on this really nice world timer. I personally really like it. And I love, in particular, the idea of being able to come up with the watch of your desire. I mean, that's really seriously cool. Okay, maybe one day we'll be able to do that. So thanks for watching. Links with related info in the description box below, and see you real soon for some more out of the ordinary take on mechanical watchmaking. All the very best and a huge Viva watchmaking. See you soon.